the Chi-Town experience on the flight. Let me go tune in to Keek on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the like.
Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears might not be done at this key position as they are linked to this veteran wide receiver. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. So Bears fans, happy Monday to every single one of you guys. I know it is the week of 4th of July, so I hope you guys are getting ready to have some fun with your family this Friday on the 4th of July. But on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I wanted to go over this rumor that I've been hearing for the last couple of days now and just get your guys' opinions on it. One thing that we can know for sure that Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears are trying to accomplish this offseason was to continue to bulk the wide receiver position on this roster, ensuring that Caleb Williams and now new head coach Ben Johnson have enough weaponry to really take their offense to the next level. When you look at the Chicago Bears roster in regard to the wide receiver position, as it currently stands, you have wide receiver DJ Moore, which is the clear number one on the roster. They are hoping Rome Odunze, going into year two, can continue to grow and develop and make that big year two leap and eventually be the wide receiver one. But as it stands right now, you have DJ Moore as wide receiver one, Rome Odunze as wide receiver two. And then obviously in the offseason as well, Ryan Poles really attacked and adding to the position by adding veteran wide receiver in OZ, originally from the Washington Commanders, a guy that can really be explosive, and Ben Johnson can use him in many different ways to really help take this offense to the next level. Then you look at the NFL draft, and we're just looking at receivers. Of course, I know that we drafted Colston Loveland. He's also a receiver threat as well in the tight end's body, but they also drafted Luther Burden in round 2 of the 2025 NFL draft. So it's safe to say that Ryan Poles on paper really did his job and really pushed to bulk the wide receiver room. But there are now rumors going around that Ryan Poles and the Bears may not be done adding to the position. There's actually rumors going around that the Chicago Bears are actually connected and possibly interested in also adding veteran wide receiver Tyler Boyd. Obviously, he played for the Tennessee Titans currently, and then also played for the Cincinnati Bengals for a long time. So, Bears fans, initially when you hear the name Tyler Boyd, would you be interested if you were in Ryan Poles' shoes as a Chicago Bears GM? A little bit more about Tyler Boyd. He is 30 years old, won't turn 31 until November, stands at 6'2", 185 pounds, has been a very productive receiver during his NFL career. He has actually averaged 600 yards per season since 2016. When you look at him, he's not as explosive as he used to be, but he's still very a tough and savvy route runner. A guy that can bring a lot of veteran experience to the roster and really help groom guys like Luther Burden and Rome Odunze. And when you look at a guy like Tyler Boyd, he primarily plays in the slot, which makes a lot of sense why Ryan Poles, Ben Johnson, the Chicago Bears would be interested in him. Because when you look at Ben Johnson's offense, even dating back to when he was the OC of the Detroit Lions, his offense really likes to go through that slot wide receiver. So just adding, Tyler Boyd to the mix to what you already have in DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, OZ, and Luther Burden is definitely intriguing. And another reason why it makes a whole lot of sense for Ben Johnson to possibly be interested in Tyler Boyd, because when you look dating back once again to his OC days with Detroit Lions, he definitely liked having veterans on the depth chart who can serve as mentors and experienced reserves, right? They did it with Tim Patrick, even though they had Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. And then even last year, the Detroit Lions, and he didn't play a lot, but they also brought in Allen Robinson as well to be that veteran mentor, a guy that once did it at a high level with our beloved Chicago Bears. So obviously it makes a whole lot of sense why Ben Johnson, Ryan Poles, and the Chicago Bears would be interested in a guy like Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd probably wouldn't cost much at this point. I think the biggest question on Boyd's front is he may want to go to a team that's ready to win, a team that's going to be a contender, and obviously have an opportunity to play. even with the Tennessee Titans, I believe he was wide receiver number 2, and that's something that he would strongly consider. If he was to join the Chicago Bears on a cheap contract, you're probably looking at him being the wide receiver 3 on the roster after DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. I'm not sure if he wants to be that type of role, if he's okay with that, or if he's just looking to go to a team that's ready to win. I could imagine that he's ready to win, especially at the age that he's now at. Once again, 30 years old, going to turn 31 in November. But yeah, if he does, and if he is interested to come into the Chicago Bears, once again, that would just give Caleb Williams yet another target to throw to. Once again, it's not a guy that's going to come and give you 1,000 yards, but it's a guy that can probably give you 30 to 40 catches, maybe 300 to 400 yards, maybe a couple of touchdown receptions as well. And just yet another weapon for Caleb Williams to throw to, another weapon for Ben Johnson to play around with in this already loaded on paper Chicago Bears offense. And if he did choose Chicago Bears, that would honestly be really cool, because that means he probably believes that the Chicago Bears also have a window of opportunity to win very soon. So once again, this is a rumor, just hypothetical. It would definitely be a great addition to what we already have on this roster. Once again, if you're able to add Tyler Boyd, that would give you Tyler Boyd, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Ozzie, and Luther Burden. Those would probably be your 5 receivers going into the new season. And that's not including what we have in Colson Loveland, Cole Kmet, and DeAndre Swift in the backfield as well. So Bears fans, it would definitely be a cool scenario if it did happen, but we'll just have to wait and see, because at this moment, it is just a rumor floating around. So Bears fans, before I let you guys go on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, let me ask you guys this. If you were the general manager of the Chicago Bears, would you guys go after and sign wide receiver Tyler Boyd and bring him on to this already loaded on paper Chicago Bears offense? Let me know down below in the comment section. But as always, make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for an all-new Bears podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic.